Why college graduates are quitting their jobs to become plumbers in 2026. Stay with me till the very end, and I will show you a way you can retire as a plumber with $1 million in the bank. I met a kid last month, 26 years old, marketing degree, $41,000 in student loans, and he was sitting in his truck in a parking lot outside of an office he hadn't walked into in 3 days because he couldn't make himself go in. He looked at me and he said, "Roger, I did everything they told me to do, and I'm broke. I'm anxious, and they keep telling me a robot's going to take my job away." 2 weeks later, that same kid was wearing a hard hat and standing on a job site, learning to sweat a copper joint. And when I talked to him, for the first time in years, he could actually breathe. So today, we're opening the books, not the brochure version, not the recruiter version, the real numbers, the real timeline, and the real grind of becoming a plumber in 2026, and why so many college grads are walking away from the desk to pick up a pipe wrench. Stick around, because the thing nobody warns you about is at the very end. If you're new here, I'm Roger Wakefield. I'm a master plumber in Texas with every endorsement, and I've been doing this for 45 years. And this whole channel is about all things plumbing, teaching it straight with no fluff. And I want to be honest with you up front, because that's the only reason this channel works. This is not me telling you drop out of school. I'm not anti-college. I'm anti-debt with no plan. I mean, seriously, I know so many people that have gone to college and are not working in a field that they studied for. There's a difference. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which side of that line you're standing on. Let's start with why, because this isn't just vibes. Something real shifted. Surveys keep showing the same thing. More than half of college students today think the trades are safer, more respected, and more future-proof than a corporate desk job. That would have been unthinkable when I started. Back in 1980, all I ever heard is, you got to go to college or you'll never amount to anything. Back then, go be a plumber was what people said to the kid that couldn't cut it. Now, those same parents calling me, asking me how their kid gets in. 3 things changed. Number 1, the math on 4-year degrees stopped making sense for a whole lot of people. You can come out on the other side owing more than a brand new truck and still not have a job in your field. And number 2, artificial intelligence. Every week, somebody sends me an article about AI replacing entry-level office work, coding, copywriting, paralegal stuff, analyst stuff. And then they ask me, half joking, "Roger, is a robot going to come unclog this toilet?" And then I smile, because no, it's not going to. I mean, right here, Claude's here for me every day. You cannot download your way under a house. You can't prompt engineer a busted slab leak at 2 in the morning. Somebody has to physically be there with the knowledge and the hands, and that somebody gets paid. And at 2 o'clock in the morning, they get paid very well. That is what AI proof actually means. It means the work lives in the physical world, and so does the paycheck. And number 3, respect came back. People watched the world shut down and realized who they actually couldn't live without. They realized that tradespeople are essential. It wasn't the guy with the corner office. It was the people who kept the water running, the people that kept the AC going, the people that kept the lights on. That's who became essential. Okay, let me get clear. Let's talk about the actual path, side by side, because this is where the brochures lie to you by leaving stuff out. Here's the 4-year path. You pay them for 4 years, sometimes 5 or 6. You know, you may not be on the fast track plan. You are the one writing the checks, or probably your parents are. When I lived in Austin and worked as a bartender, almost every other bartender there was paying their college tuition. I was sending money back home to pay for my son. Tuition, housing, books, all of it. You graduate, hopefully, with a degree and a pile of debt, and then you start looking for a job that may or may not pay what they promised. Now, here's the apprenticeship from day one. This is the part that gets people. You don't pay tuition to become a plumber. You can go to a trade school. You can go to a college. There's nothing wrong with that. If you've got the money and that's the way you want to go for it. But you can literally walk into most plumbing companies in the United States and apply for a job and get it. You get paid from day one. You are that apprentice. You're working. You're earning a wage. And a lot of programs, a lot of companies will cover your schooling on top of it if you want to go. If you go union, you go to school at night. All 5 years. You learn from the books and you learn out in the field. But here's the thing. You earn while you learn. That is the entire model. I remember when I was instructing in the union, we had a paper that, they'd pass around every year or so. It showed people who went to college and people who got in the union. Say it's 5 years. Say you're on the extended plan. Maybe you partied a little too much your freshman year. Here's the thing. In 5 years, that apprentice is going to make about $300,000. You going to college for 5 years, you're going to owe about $100,000. Which boat do you want to be in? Getting out of college in 5 years at an entry-level position, already owing somebody $100,000, or you get out as a plumber in 5 years, you've made $300,000 over this 5 years, and you don't owe anybody anything unless you bought a brand new truck, unless you bought a brand new house. Which way do you want to go? Now, I'm going to be real with you because most influencers won't. That apprentice wage in year one, it's not glamorous. It's not. You're going to make $30,000 to $40,000, maybe $50,000 a year, unless you're in New York, California, someplace where they pay really, really well. You're at the bottom. You're digging ditches. You're sweeping floors. You're carrying material. You're cleaning up my mess. You're handing tools to a guy who grunts at you. Sometimes he cusses you. He isn't even nice to you about it. It's typically a 4 to 5 year apprenticeship before you test for your journeyman license. In those early years, they humble you. You get to understand what work is all about. But the good thing about it too, you're going to understand how you're going to treat your apprentices in the future. But watch what happens to the gap. The college student spends 4 years going backwards financially, negative every single year. The apprentice spends those same 4 years moving forward, positive every year, no debt, raises as they pick up skills. So before the degree kid has even started earning, the apprentice has 4 or 5 years of income. He's also got 4 or 5 years of experience, 0 loans. Like I said, unless he bought a new truck or a house, that gap is real money. Say he earned $300,000 and it cost you $100,000. He's $400,000 ahead of you. At the end of that 5 years, he's making journeyman scale. You're not. You're at an entry-level position, trying to pay back $100,000. What did it get you? That gap is real money, and it compounds. Because then you get your journeyman license. Now you're a licensed tradesman. The pay jumps. And here's the part that trade schools love to whisper, but never put on the poster. The journeyman license is not the finish line. That's the on-ramp. To be honest, if you'd like to find out what trade is good for you, go to tradesonramp.com. Check it out. 49 questions in about 10 minutes, and it will tell you the best trade for you. Tradesonramp.com. All right, now let's talk about what's next, because it's where you really make money. Because the real money in plumbing was never just about turning wrenches faster than the next guy. The real money in plumbing is never about just skipping college and becoming an apprentice. The real money is leverage. And leverage shows up when you get your master's license. A master plumber can pull permits. A master plumber can run their own company. A master plumber can hold the license that an entire company operates under. Do you understand what that means? It means other people's work now runs through your credentials. You stop being paid for your hands. You start being paid for your name, your knowledge, and your ability to build a team. That's the jump that most people never even explain. An apprentice gets paid for effort. A journeyman gets paid for skill. A master gets paid for leverage. And leverage is the only thing that's ever made anybody wealthy. I know guys started as broke 18-year-olds, maybe 16, with a shovel, who now own companies with trucks they've never personally driven and customers they've never personally met. And the business runs on the license that they earned, on the marketing that they do, on the advertising that makes the phone ring. They built something they own. Try walking out of a corporate job today and taking the company with you. Try walking out of your corporate job today and starting your own company, filling in Excel sheets. You can't. But that plumbing license, that goes wherever you go. And nobody can lay you off from a skill. Now, don't get me wrong. You can get laid off. If you're lazy and you're in the union, you're not going to last long. God, to be honest, if you're lazy, open shop, you're not going to last long. Don't be the person that gets laid off. Be the best you can be. So let's talk earning potential. Honestly, because I don't want you to hear plumbing and think you're going to be scraping by. A licensed plumber in a good market does over $100,000 a year. A master who runs service work does better. And an owner who builds a real company with technicians and recurring service, with commercial accounts, with leak detection, with things that most other people don't do. That person can out-own most of the people who look down on them in high school. I've watched it happen. I've seen it happen. I've been involved in it more times than I can count. Now, is everybody going to get there? No, not at all. And I'd be lying if I said otherwise. It takes years. It takes showing up when your body hurts. And it takes treating it like a profession instead of just a job. This is not flipping burgers down at McDonald's. This is a profession where you're going to learn a skill. You're going to get a license. But the ceiling is high and the door is wide open. And you do not need anyone's permission or a cosigner to walk through it. Like I said earlier, look, if you're thinking about getting in the trades, even if you just think you know somebody interested in getting in the trades, tell them to go to tradesonramp.com. It's free. It's 10 minutes, and it will tell them what trade is best for them and what their best entry opportunity is. All right. I promise you the brutal truth. So here it is. The trades are not a life hack. They are not easy money. Anybody selling you 6 figures in 6 months, no hard work, they're selling you BS, bull sewage. That's all they're doing. They're trying to sell you something. The early years are physical. Your back is going to hurt. You'll be in attics in the Texas heat in the summertime and under houses in the cold in the wintertime, and there's not enough room for coveralls. You'll crawl through spaces that you'd rather not describe. And yes, sometimes the job is exactly as dirty as you're imagining. If you take care of your body, live smart, and use the tools right, you can do this for decades. I've done it for 45 years. If you don't take care of yourself, it'll wear on you. That's the honest trade-off. And the learning curve is real. Codes, math, pipe sizing, gas, backflow, the why behind everything. There's a lot to know. And the good ones never stop learning. I still continue to learn every day. If somebody told you the trades are for people who don't like to think, they've never met a good plumber troubleshooting a system at midnight. So who is this actually for? It's for the person who wants to be measured by what they can do, not by who they impressed in a meeting. It's for the person who wants to own something. And it's absolutely for the person staring down a mountain of student debt for a degree that the market doesn't want. Because there is another door, and it pays you to walk through it. So here's the thing nobody told you. The thing I promised you at the start. The reason that 26-year-old said he could finally breathe, it wasn't the money. The money helps, but it wasn't the money. It was control. For the first time in his life, what he earned was tied exactly and directly to what he could do with his own 2 hands and with his own brain. Not the economy's mood, not the manager's opinion of him, not whether some algorithm decided his role got optimized. He fixes the problem. The customer is grateful. He gets paid. He gets a 5-star review. That loop is honest. And honest work does something to a person that a paycheck alone will never do. That's the real blue-collar change. That's what it's all about. It was never just about money or job security, even though those are real. It's about a generation realizing they'd rather own a skill nobody can take from them than rent a title that somebody can erase in one meeting. So if you're sitting in your own version of that parking lot right now, hear me. You're not stuck. The path is real. The door is open, and the trade will pay you while you learn. If you want the step-by-step how to actually get into an apprenticeship, I've got it for you. It's an app. Go to it right now. It's a web-based app, tradesonramp.com. Go check it out. It'll tell you what trade's best for you and what trades you can get into. But then if you sign up for the full report, it sends you an email and it tells you what schools you can go to around you. And if this helped you see things a little clearer, do me a favor, subscribe, because teaching all things plumbing and helping people build a real future in the trades is the whole reason I make these videos. Drop a comment and tell me, are you thinking about making the jump? So I told y'all to stay around. Every time you get raises, and remember, as an apprentice in a union, I told you get 3 a year. So at the end of each year, put another $1 in your 401k. That's $5 an hour by the end of your 5th year. You work 2,000 hours a year. That's $10,000 you're going to be putting in your 401k each and every year. The pension plan retirement in the union is at 35 years of service. So if you start when you're 18, let's say 20, and you work 35 years, you retire at the age of 55 years old with a pension and with $1 million in your 401k. So I just want you to remember that and think about it. We read these comments, and I'm Roger Wakefield, Texas Master Plumber. Hit subscribe, ring the bell, get notified when I make a video, and I'll see you in the next video.